administration's over. We're going to owe about $20 trillion. Now that money is not going to be paid back. Now, does anybody in this room believe General Motors and Chrysler are ever going to pay that money back? No. General Motors stock would have to rise 24,000%. I asked the Treasury, say he agreed. 24,000%. That money's gone. And it's going, I don't know what to do. But this country is too great. We produce more goods and services. Collectively, still the richest country in the world. And we're about to fracture, and we got an ideologically driven government. Now, hey, we got entitlements driving us crazy. There's no way, I know, at the moment to deal with all this. You know, you create a constituency. It's not easy to deal with. But the country as a whole ought to be what we consider. You know, but what we do is consider parts. We all do. Is this country safe? Goodness, no. You know, we are open society, but we try to reform our intelligence. You know a lot about all this. And we got 16 intelligence agents, not just the CIA. We got the Air Force, we got the Army, we got the Navy, Marine, we got the FBI, we got Homeland Security now put together for immigration and everything else. And look at Christmas Day. We had information. And you know all this. I'll just go through it fast with you. We're looking for terrorism everywhere. We're looking for people to do harm to our people, whether it's planes, whether it's schools, whether it's our soldiers, you know, or what. They had information that we had a young, obviously bright Nigerian student that had graduated from London University in mechanical engineering. His daddy was a banker. Muslim, of course, but a banker, responsible apparently, in Nigeria. He had left school. British had barred him from coming back to England. That's a big thing. After you go to school, should have been a red flag. We had other intelligence information that the Al Qaeda or one of their affiliates going to use a Nigerian as a terrorist. He was over there being trained in Yemen or somewhere. We had that information. And then, think of this. This is so hard. The father of that boy, concerned about his son being radicalized, he goes to the embassy in Nigeria and tells our intelligence people that he's worried about his son and who he was and where he was. They didn't even correlate all that. And we came that close to blowing up a plane with a lot of people on it. Now, we can do better than that, can't we? I believe we can. We have to. So is the country safe? No. This is a good country. It's a great country. But I worry about it. But I'm glad, I thank God for Senator Brown coming in. I'm hoping he'll do right, and I believe he will, in the country. People voted for change. They were tired of Bush. They were tired of us, Republicans. They were tired of all that. And people were telling me, a lot of them independents, some Republicans now. Some of them Birmingham told me, I'm voting for Obama. I'm tired of y'all. You know I'm tired of Bush. You know I'm tired of everything. I said, you better be careful. What you want. Change. What change? What do you think that means? He had no idea. I said, I tried to tell him. He called me about a week ago. He said, man, you were right. I said, I told you that. You don't want that. Think about it. So we're where we are today, and we got a big fight on our hands, haven't we? Everywhere. I know you got high unemployment in this county. We've got the state, you know, we enjoyed in the state about 3% unemployment for about 7 or 8 years. Michigan's very high. I mean, the highest in the nation. I tell people we're in a world recession. We're in a real problem right now. We got to grow out of it. It's ongoing. It's not easy. Germany churns Europe. You know, if you haven't got the German economy going, Europe's in a recession. Well, right now, I saw one other day where the German economy only grew, what, 1/2 of 1%. Did you see that? So that's not good. Well, we got a lot of our banks in trouble. A lot of them are sick. I chaired the banking committee. I used to be a fan of the Federal Reserve. I did. I was a fan. I defended them for years. I chaired the committee 2 Congresses. I've been on the banking committee 24 years, top Republican. And I got to digging in a Because I'd ask questions, it's all on the record, matter of, it's been in the Financial Times of London and the Wall Street Journal, New York Times. We'd have a hearing each year on the state of the banking community. We'd have FDIC, Comptroller of the Currency, Credit Union League, the Federal Reserve Chair. I'd ask these questions. Tell us the state of the banking community. Well, the Federal Reserve was the regulator of the big holding companies. That's where most of them got in trouble. You know that. They were absent as a regulator. I got to dealing in it. I got to studying it. So I opposed Bernanke, and I know him well. I presided over him, I supported him. Go down to the Federal Reserve at least once a year and have breakfast with him. When he was chairman, or when I was chairman, he'd come to the Senate. But I wasn't supporting him the other day. I said, I'm accountable. He's got to be accountable. I hope he'll learn something. But I don't think you can build this economy bailing out companies that have failed or failing. There's not a company in Washington County or in the state that I know about that the federal government, Democrats, would bail out, is it? Wouldn't do it. And it's bad politics, it's bad economics. And when they borrow this money, and most of them generally, I'll have to say this, some of the banks who borrowed the money did pay it back. And not a lot of them had. A lot of those car companies and AIG, they hadn't paid it back. And Obama's talking about taxing the banks. That'd just be passed on to us. And it won't be loans made. You know, when they start doing that, they say, we're going to tax the big boys. We're going to do this. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, that's going to be less money. That's going to be loaned to small, medium-sized jobs for businesses, and be fewer jobs. It's just true economics. It's the way it goes. So, I want to hear from you. I'm going to drink this coffee a little out of it. I'm here. I came out last night. I got him a bag. I ain't got here yet. And my wife's going to come up clear her bag. The most important thing arrived in Mobile. Her bag. You guys know I'm married. I found my wife's bag. She says, good. I couldn't find mine. They said, yours is in Charlotte or Washington somewhere. We'll get it. Maybe I'll get it. So I did the right thing. I found her bag, didn't you? Yep. Number one. What's on y'all's mind? It's good to see all of you. Good to see you, Smith.
I've got 3 concerns.
Yes, sir.
And one curious. One of them is TRICARE. I have TRICARE.
How they treating you?
Great.
Okay.
Great.
That's important.
Just
That's
you
important.
you can't get better insurance than that.
That's
okay. And I could be wrong on this thing, but it seemed to me like TRICARE may have been established for the retired military and could possibly be a part of the defense budget. If it is, and I don't know that, if it is, how come Congress is messing with it? That's one of them.
Well, that's a good question. Don't go to the next one yet. Congress messes with a lot of things that I even ask as a member of the Senate. Why do we do that? You know, why don't we leave things alone? So I wasn't being facetious. Go you second.
Medical tort reform. I watch Fox News.
Yes, sir. I'm on it sometimes. They're good. That's what my